Well, I gotta do it. I have to take this water pump off, and as they say, do it again. Not sure if I've mentioned it in the past. I'm pretty sure I would have done, but anyway, I'll repeat myself if I have to. What do you mean you have to? Yes, I have to. I talk to myself a lot too. The water pump flange is too far on by approximately 10 centimeters. How do I know this? Well, I got new pulleys and they wouldn't line up, and I figured I was doing something wrong, and I wasn't. When I rebuilt this, the kit that I got from S&G Barrett, I have been now told that the shaft is 10 millimeters short, approximately 10 millimeters short. You know, more Chinesium crap. So when I took this pulley off, I pushed it back on to the same level. In other words, flush, because that's how the original one was. But now I have discovered that that's obviously not the way I should have done it. I should have put it on less. Now my challenge is to try and pull this off. Well, it won't pull off, I can tell you that now. I'm going to have to put it in my press, and the only way I can do that then is put a couple of bars up under here and then push on this and hope that it'll push it down and out. I don't know, it may not work. If that is the case, then I have no choice but to buy a new kit and rebuild it, which really bloody sucks. I've mentioned it before and I'm going to mention it now. I hate doing a job twice. I had to do it with my front cross member when it was fucked up by the body guy. No, not the ones that painted this body, but the previous idiot. It's fucking frustrating, to say the least. So I've got that to do. I've also, as I've mentioned before, got this to do, which is a compressor bracket, which I'm going to use as an alternator bracket, and that's the generator bracket, and I'm going to try and replace that with a different engine mount bracket. So we will see. This is all more shit to do than I really wanted to, but hey, you know, it is what it is. One other job to do, and this is a temporary job, unfortunately, is that the rear axle, as you can see, is way too rearward, and it rubs up against this. So now what I've got to do is take the wheel off and put in the stabilizing bar, which is over here. Hang on a second. This bar, and you adjust it with this, and that way it'll pull the axle forward on this side. The other side is static, but this side can move. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, I got all sorts of crap here. These are all items that are going to be sold. This is to hold the fluid reservoir, brake fluid reservoir. That, as you know, is a headlight ring, and that's a headlight bulb. The only thing I want to say is, I'm not sure, but I think this headlight bulb might be an English one. In other words, I am dipping the wrong way, man. I'm not sure. Okay, let's get on with it. We're on to second level of filling. I sanded it again with a 1000 grit pad and made it as flat as I could. There were still some little grooves, so I've now refilled it again using the same stuff, and tomorrow morning, when this is set hard, we'll do it again. We'll give it another 1000 grit sand and see what little valleys are left and fill them if there are there. If not, then we will start lacquering. Okay. All right, it's had about 2-3 coats of lacquer. Not finished yet. These cracks are still showing, so I'm still going to sand it down again and then fill it and then lacquer it again. So probably take me another 2 or 3 coats, I would imagine, at least, to get it down and get these cracks. And they're cracks in the veneer that you have to try and deal with. And you can see as I touch it like this, rub it with my fingers, it scratches it. It's still very soft. So I've got to let this set off harder before I start messing with it. Right, let's move on to something else. Okay, I've decided to dive off and do something different. I was getting bored with all the shit I was doing. My rear axle has got to come out. However, that's not going to happen probably for a month or so. And I needed to grab my light. Put the stabilizing bar here in so that I could pull the axle forward so that it doesn't rub up against the arch whilst I'm pushing it in and out. So I put the stabilizer bar in and I cranked on it, and well, let's put it this way, it didn't go well. Okay, well, you know, I'm fighting against these rods. I'm also fighting against this spring, and the same on the other side. Therefore, I think it's time I took these out, because then maybe that'll give it a little more leeway. Maybe I'll even have to undo these things. I do not know. I've never fucked with this kind of thing before. Took it apart, yeah, but I didn't know how it worked. So let's, I'm going to put you down here a second. And turn you so that you're looking up. Yeah, I don't know how much you can see. You can grab me out of the persuader and see if I can knock it out. I'm not sure if this is going to work. Now do note, I don't care about these bolts. They're all going to be replaced with stainless steel ones. So let me see if I can wind that out now. All right. You may want to fast forward now. Yeah, because I'm undoing a bolt. And you know how exciting that is. Well, if you won't fast forward, I will. I'm back. All right, here we are underneath my baby on my rear differential. I gotta say that the ring gear, I think you call this, doesn't look terrible. And neither does the, I don't know what you call them, pinion gears? Well, that's the pinion up there, isn't it? Way up there. And that thingy gear in there. All right, this is all going to come apart. So don't worry about it. I mean, this axle looks like shit. However, those of you that follow my channel are probably aware that I follow other channels. One of the ones I do follow, and I wish he'd do more, but I guess he's got a job, which to me is insignificant. He should be doing more YouTube videos. And that's Vic's Projects. Now, I don't know Vic. We've never met. We've never even communicated, other than I've commented on his videos, and that's it. And he did one on the rear axle, and he had a problem because the axle springs that he purchased were not shaped, and they caught here, which was a great shame. And I'm going to watch the video again because I can't remember exactly how he resolved the problem. Unfortunately, I think he bought new springs, and I'm not sure of that. So anyway, what I'm getting at here is you can see that the spring here is going to miss the rear axle when it's lowered. And on this side, not so fucking much. It's already jammed up against it. I mean, it's lock solid there. My only way to resolve this will be to put the weight back on the wheel, and as I lower it, try and move the spring over. I think Vic discovered that these spring leaves should have been tapered, and wherever he bought his springs from, they weren't. I bought these springs probably 25 years ago. Yeah. So the chances of me getting my money back is fucking remote, to say the least. So I have a choice. I can grind the edge off the spring. I can grind the edge off of the rear axle. Christ. None of those are good options to me. The only other option is, plan C, is to buy new springs that I know are tapered and will fit. Unfortunately, it's always Chinesium crap, isn't it? So I got to look into this and decide what the fuck I'm going to do. How did I discover all of this, you may be asking? Well, it's because I was trying to move the this side of the rear axle forward so that it didn't clout my tyre on the arch, you know, the spat. Well, I haven't succeeded in doing that yet, and now I'm thinking, oh shit, do I really need to? Purely because of the problem I have here, and maybe I need to sort that shit out first. Oh God, doesn't this axle look awful? I can't wait to get it out, and I'm probably going to take it to my friend and get him to sandblast it for me, because it'll be a lot easier than me trying to do it. Once I've stripped the guts out of it, I'll just take in the casing and say blast it. Shit, I'm going to probably tell him blast it and powder coat it in, I don't know, what colour should I do it? Black? Silver? Red? I don't know. You guys that watch my videos, give me your thoughts. Oh, and I just want to say that out of all the people that watch my videos, only 75% of you actually subscribe to my channel. Now, I mean, I appreciate you watching my videos. I have no problem with that. But go on, subscribe. It doesn't cost a fucking dime. And it helps me. The more subscribers I get, the better it is for me. Yes, me. I know that's a terrible thing these days, you know, but it doesn't cost you a dime. That's the way I look at it. If it doesn't cost you a dime, then why not do it? Help a fellow Jaguar person or someone that creates YouTube videos that hopefully you enjoy. And yes, I'm going to put new rotors on the rear. All right. Oh, fucking hell. I'm sorry, guys. This is so... I can't even think of the words. Disappointing, frustrating. all I wanted to do was move the rear axle forward, and now I'm sorry, my brain cell just engaged. If I move this rear wheel forward, and believe me, at the moment I have no clue how, maybe then the spring will be able to go up and in there. Ho, ho, ho. Maybe I need to remove the retaining thingy stuffs here and down there and here and down there, and I don't like the look of rust on that, so I've got to powder coat that. Shit, I've got to take the rear axle out anyway, so maybe that's my answer, and I don't need to do anything with these springs other than disconnect all this shit and put it back together, but putting in the stabilizing bar first on the axle. So in other words, take that out there. Hang on, let me see if I can indicate what I'm talking about. Take this out, take that out down there, do the same on the other side. I mean, with it in this position, there is not much tension on the spring. It's probably purely weight. Well, there's only one way to fucking well find out, Gary, and that's to get your finger out of your ass and do it. All right, guys. That's not going to be this video. Definitely not. That's a lot of work. I got other shit I need to finish first. I just kind of shot myself in the foot with this because I went down one of the many roads. I'm going to have to take that arch off because I don't want it damaged, and then leave it off until I can get back to dealing with this rear axle. That's going to be a week or so, so you're going to have to wait. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. Okay. Hope you find that interesting. Any suggestions, please, do send them. I may ignore them. I may use them. I may say, what the hell are you talking about? And you may also respond with, what the hell am I talking about? All right. That looks pretty shitty in there. Yeah, I've really got to take this apart and give it a damn good clean. Well, a bit of a digression. You know, get bored with doing the same thing over and over and over, you know. So I just thought, all right, come on, let's try and move this rear axle forward a bit by using the, panhard rod, this thing here. And I've been struggling trying to make it move. It didn't want to move and still doesn't. One of the reasons is because you can see here, this spring is right up against this. I discovered that when the rear axle was put back in, they didn't align this correctly. And also the spring is binding here up against the rear axle. You can see there. Now, plan is to take this bolt out if it will come out. I've got to be careful because I'm not quite sure how much tension is on it. But worst case scenario, I'll take the tension off with the jack under here somehow, tap the bolt out and then lower the jack. At the moment I have her supported on the jacking points. I figured, well, that's what they're for. Let's see how strong they are, because I fitted them. Of course, as you can see, the guys did miss again with a bit of the underseal stuff, but I've got a can of that, so it's not a big deal. It's just frustrating, and you know, they missed a bit in there as well. I know I'm being anal about it, but it's my car, so I can. I have decided that I've got to take this rear axle out because I need to, well, there's a number of things I got to do. This is the dust shield for the rear brakes. I'm keeping the standard rear brakes on it, but I'm going to put new rotors. I don't think I can get slotted rotors for this because of the space. I don't know. I'm going to check into that. Also, I want to get the rear axle powder coated. I want to quick back again. In order to get these off, I have to take the disc off, which means I have to take the half shaft out. But I would be taking the half shaft out anyway because I've got all new bearings and new seals for the whole axle. That's going to be a fun job to do. I will video it, but it's not going to be, well, probably for some weeks. I've got I know it sounds strange, I've got a few customers that need me to do shit for them. And they're not on Jaguars, it's on Harley Davidson and Dodge, but it gives me a few extra dollars to play with on my Mark II. But of course, if I take the rear axle out of the Mark II, this ramp is then devoid of use. So I'm going to see how that goes. I may well start doing it very soon, because it's going to take a while for the guys at the powder coat shop to blast this and powder coat it, and of course it will cost me a few dollars. I'm going to guess about $300, and that may be underestimating. I sincerely hope not, because I don't have money to just chuck around anymore. I don't work, which is why I do these other customer cars. All right, as you can see, it's got the grotty old brake pipes. They're all going to come out. Well, I will, yeah. I just leant on the spindle. Yes, it's greasy. I will video the rear axle work, as I've said. I will also video me taking it out and tell you the method used to take it out. Also, I have requested from the Jaguar Enthusiast Club, a guy called Ken Jenkins, who is a Mark II expert. Is there a procedure for getting this in and aligning it properly? In other words, you know, which bit goes on first? The anti-tramp bars, as you can see, are missing at the moment, and they would be there going up to, oh, hang on a second, up to there. That's where they would be going to. I've taken them off with the vain hope that the axle would move. It didn't. They're on the bench now. I'm going to take them out, sandblast them, press out the old bushes, press in some new ones. And ironically, those bushes have not done any miles, and they've had it already. Yeah, you know, Chinesium crap. But also, in fairness, I suppose, if you don't use a vehicle, it just rots away. Okay, I'm hoping that my springs are okay. You will recall, if you watch other Mark II videos, Vic's Projects, I think, is one of them, where he had these springs, and they were so wrong. I can't think what he did in the end. I can't remember. Doesn't matter. I bought these springs 25, 30 years ago. So if they're wrong, I don't think I'm going to be able to return them. Oh well. Okay. Onward and upward. I'll see what I've got. Maybe I'll push this video out for you guys now. And you'll know because you'll be watching it, won't you? Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, I didn't put the rubber bush on here because it was just also oh, excuse me. It was also very tight. Where is that rubber bush? I mean, look at the size of this thing, and that has to go in here behind all of these washers. So I just thought I'd do it without to try and pull it up, but that isn't working too well. Hey, best laid plans of me's and men. Okay, as always, guys, thank you for watching. Please do subscribe if you don't subscribe. I know, you know, some of you guys out there watch my channel, but don't subscribe. It doesn't cost you a dime to subscribe. And it does, apparently it really helps out. I'm going by what other people tell me, and they say it really helps if people subscribe, even if you don't watch my shit. So please do consider subscribing. And well, I'll see you in the next video. Well, I won't see you, but you know what I mean. Get out in the garage, go do some shit.